Welcome guys, thank you so much for joining in. So since the price of Bitcoin right now is approaching this very important line of resistance, the question here is, are we finally going to break out of this 0.5 Fibonacci retracement line? Because if the price of Bitcoin manages to turn this resistance of 0.5 into support, then we are ready for the next move that could bring the price of Bitcoin around this 0.618 Fibonacci line, and that is lying around 51,000 price area. Why I actually believe the price of Bitcoin could be heading towards this 0.618, at least towards this 0.618 before choosing an actual trend direction, because since the price is still below this 0.5 that is lying around 46,700, many people were talking about the dead cat bounce scenario. But me personally, as I've already said you guys, even though according to the traditional market, the dead cat bounce scenario, the retracement is going to be only around this 0.5, right? But since the crypto market is volatile, we are not just only going to focus the 0.5 but also the 0.618 before price chooses the trend direction. Because if we look at this in a different way, we are actually aware rejection from this 0.5 or this 0.618 must be taken into seriously, because in the past Bitcoin price action, if we go back here, you can see in 2014, when the price of Bitcoin started this downtrend, when we came across this 50 weekly moving average, we found a really nice bounce. But this bounce or this relief rally didn't lasted that long. And after that, we started this new downward movement, right? Again here from 2018, you can see price correction. Once we came at this 50 weekly moving average, we found a support, and again after that, after this short relief rally, the price started heading to the downside. Here in 2019, you can see pretty similar scenario, reversal, relief rally, and again this price pullback type of scenario. And right now, after this price pullback, right, you can see we are also finding a strong support at this 50 weekly moving average. So that's why we don't want the price of Bitcoin to end just like from this 2020, right, 2018, and also here from 2014. So that's why guys, that's why we want a proper breakout to happen. Until then, we will be careful. But the reason why I am actually personally expecting some sort of a movement to occur at least towards this 0.618 is because you can see in a daily time frame. So in a daily time frame, I've used these moving averages, MACD, RSI, and this T3CCI to identify the possible trend direction. I have showed you how you can look at this price action, and as long as this crossover of this 20 exponential moving average is going to stay above this 50 exponential moving average in a daily time frame, along with the MACD, RSI, and T3CCI confirmation, we are going to see and also expect some sort of a continuation pattern to follow here in a daily time frame by Bitcoin, because the indicators are clearly in favor of bulls. And not only the moving averages. If you find difficulty to look at this price action, what you can do is you can add this Williams alligator indicator. If you are unfamiliar with this Williams alligator indicator, just type Williams and you can see this Williams alligator indicator will pop. After clicking on this Williams alligator indicator, you can see the Williams alligator indicator has been placed in your chart. So this Williams alligator indicator also helps to identify the trend duration, not only the moving averages, because whenever you see this crossover happening, I mean the blue line crossing above the pink and the green line. So every time when you see the blue line at the top, right, and the green line at the bottom, red line at the center, then you should be aware that is a sign of a possible trend reversal. And to confirm this reversal, right, to confirm this reversal, I have also said always look for the MACD, RSI, and the T3CCI confirmation, because in this case, when we had this bearish crossover from this Williams alligator indicator, right, you can see exactly around that area, the MACD actually started heading in a negative territory, also made a bearish MACD cross, RSI line started going below 50 level, and also the T3CCI started going in a negative territory. Again, if you go backward, you can see this similar has unfolded again and again whenever the price of Bitcoin was showing this downtrend, right? So if you look at this blue line at the top, green line at the bottom, MACD in a negative territory, you can see here MACD started going in a negative territory, RSI line below 50 level, and also the T3CCI in a negative territory. So that indicated the trend is weakening and we could see potential reversal scenario. Here you can see blue line at the top, again exactly around that area, MACD is still in negative territory, also bearish MACD cross, RSI is again below 50 level, T3CCI in a negative territory. But when you see this green line starting to appear at the top and the blue line at the bottom, that is first a sign of a trend reversal. For the confirmation, what we always do is we look for MACD, RSI and T3CCI to confirm. So in this case, you can see when the trend starts forming this bullish trend, the MACD also starts appearing here in a positive territory, and this is also bullish MACD cross, right? And also the RSI line, you can see, starts appearing above 50 level, and the T3CCI also starts appearing in a positive territory. That usually gives us an indication of a possible movement here to the upside. Blue line at the top, green line at the bottom, MACD in a negative territory, RSI line below 50 level, possible sign of a reversal, right? So this similar scenario could be also seen here, because when the price of Bitcoin started this actual movement here to the upside, you can see exactly around that area we started this crossover, the new crossover, where you see the green line at the top, blue line at the bottom, and after this crossover you can also see the MACD started appearing here in a positive territory and also a bullish MACD cross. RSI line started above 50 level, right? And also this T3CCI is in a positive territory, confirming this upward price movement. Now if we look in our case, after this price correction, this Williams alligator indicator is also indicating the possible movement here to the upside, because right now if you look at this Williams alligator indicator, the green line is at the top, the blue line is at the bottom, MACD is in a positive territory, right? You can see, and also a bullish MACD cross. RSI line here is above 50 level, T3CCI in a positive territory, as you can see here. This is also giving us a confirmation that right now in a daily time frame, the price of Bitcoin could continue this upward price movement. So that's why we said any sort of a price pullback, you can see this green line, which is the Williams alligator indicator, also acted as a strong line of support, not just only the moving averages here. If I deselect the Williams alligator indicator, you can see the moving averages, right? The 20 exponential moving average is also actually acting as a support. So now we are aware the price of Bitcoin, doesn't matter however you look, is forming this very nice higher highs, higher lows continuation pattern, and we could continue this trend here to the upside. So that's why I am actually expecting the price of Bitcoin could see a movement that could bring us around this 50 to 51,000 price range before, right, before choosing an actual trend direction. So this is what I see right now, looking at the price action of Bitcoin here in a weekly and also in a daily. But if you look at this in a 4-hour time frame, you can also see one very interesting scenario could be unfolding here. So now if we come back to this CPI indicator and look at the price action of Bitcoin right now, guys, look at this. We are trying one more time to find support above this monthly R1 line that's lying around $46,173. Since the price of Bitcoin right now is above 46,300, this is looking very good for Bitcoin, because finding support above this monthly R1 line, right? This is going to be a very nice sign, because that usually indicates the price here could see a movement that could bring us at least towards the monthly R2 line. And this monthly R2 line, the green line here, is sitting around $50,844. That's why we are saying if the price of Bitcoin could turn this resistance into support, 50,000, the 0.618 could be also on the line for Bitcoin. So that's why what I want right now, if you want to look at this in a bit different way, first we want this R1 line, the resistance line, to clearly act as a support, because this line has rejected the price plenty of time, as you can see here, right? So now if this candle is going to find support above this monthly R1 line, then that is a very good sign, because that could actually indicate we could be getting gravitated towards this monthly R2 line. But if you want to look at this in a bit different way, no problem, guys. What we can do is we can hide the CPI line and look at this price movement in a very simple way by using this Fibonacci extension line. Because according to the Fibonacci extension line, if you look at this price movement, you can see very clearly that the price of Bitcoin did found a strong support at this 0.5 Fibonacci extension line, right? And also the 0.618 is already been broken. So now if the price here is going to continue this rally, then for us in a short time frame, the 0.786, which is lying around 47,798, could be our next potential price target. But we personally are expecting a movement towards this 100% Fibonacci extension line, and this 100% Fibonacci extension line, as you can see, is sitting around 50,657. So this 50,000 to 51,000, this is where we are actually expecting the price of Bitcoin to come in upcoming days. So these are some of the scenarios I see right now looking at the price action of Bitcoin. Any sort of a price pullback, you can see, you can take these Fibonacci lines, the 0.5 and 0.382 as a strong line of support, because we are aware this 0.382, which is around 42,000, this is one very strong line of support. So any sort of a smaller pullback, the 0.618, which is again around 45,500, or the 0.5, which is around 44,000, could be actually acting as a strong line of support in a shorter time frame. So let's see how this one is going to play out for Bitcoin, because yesterday I actually added this ascending broadening wedge scenario for Bitcoin, right? You can see here. So that's why, according to this ascending broadening wedge also, if this trend is going to continue, then we will be monitoring this price movement around this upper line area of this ascending broadening wedge, because any sort of a pullback, we are aware the lower line from this ascending broadening wedge is going to act as a support along with the Fibonacci extension lines. So these are some of the scenarios I see right now looking at the price action of Bitcoin. So if you enjoyed my work, then please hit the like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, hit that subscribe button and the bell. So by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye guys.